When it comes to emergencies or true survival, such as needing to leave a place or get home while your car is stuck on the roadside, there are not many options for storing food in the car or in an emergency backpack that can withstand temperature fluctuations. Today, I want to discuss some of these survival rations that many of us probably don't even think about, but which would be quite useful if you left them in your car. Even after 2 years, they will still be suitable for consumption. I acquired several different types of rations and want to analyze which is the most expensive and which is the cheapest, what macro elements each contains, and their taste to determine which ones are best to buy. Even if you've decided not to accumulate them, you can learn a bit about what makes good survival food. I like these ration bars because they are very compact, making them a great choice for emergency backpacks and storage in the car trunk. They have a long shelf life, most last 5 years, some even up to 20 years. You don't need to prepare them, so you won't have to worry about extra gear in your backpack. And even if this is not a survival situation, they are perfect for camping and fishing. For example, if you are at your favorite fishing spot and don't want to return to camp, you can simply eat one of these bars and spend a few hours at your fishing place. Today I have Datrex ration bars with a 5-year shelf life and a coconut flavor. I also have SOS bars, which also have a 5-year shelf life and a lemon flavor. I bought 4 Patriots bars aimed at those preparing for emergencies. They also state a shelf life of 5 years, although it's a bit confusing, and I will explain this later. Then we have Grizzly Gear bars, which are less common, but also have a shelf life of 5 years and are packaged similarly. Finally, I bought Beleon chocolate-flavored bars because I love chocolate. They are a bit more expensive, but I wanted to try them for the camping situations I mentioned. First, I want to consider the calorie cost of these ration bars. As can be seen, Beleon costs $8.80 per 1,000 calories. The price can be reduced if a 7-day package is purchased. Then the price will be about $6.30 per 1,000 calories. However, they are the most expensive among the other 4, which can be called true survival rations. The 4 Patriots bars are the most expensive, costing $5.50 per 1,000 calories. They cost $20 based on what I paid. Prices may vary depending on the place of purchase, but these are the amounts I paid. As you can see, Grizzly Gear has the lowest price per 1,000 calories, $3.80. This is significantly cheaper than all other options. However, all these prices are quite similar. You may notice that the price range varies from $20 to $11 for a small package of Datrex, which amounts to $4.60 per 1,000 calories. Thus, Grizzly is the cheapest option in this category. I also wanted to compare this with some other survival products that might be in our supply. For example, Cliff bars, which I counted. They are peanut butter bars, and they cost $5.72 for 1,300 calories. Next, we have M, which on average contains about 1,250 calories. Thus, for 1,000 calories, they cost $3.33. Which is quite interesting considering the prices of these ration bars and other survival products. However, it is worth noting that they do not withstand extreme temperatures as well and take up more space, but they have a much better taste. I also decided to include regular food, so I took spaghetti with meat sauce. For 1,000 calories, it will cost $3.15. As it turns out, regular food will be the cheapest, but you won't be able to take a jar of spaghetti sauce with you and cook spaghetti in your backpack or car. I also wanted to add Mountain House lasagna to demonstrate how expensive such products can be. One package contains 440 calories, and the cost is about $10, depending on the place of purchase. This means the price for 1,000 calories will be $23. You will need 8 packs of Mountain House to get the equivalent of one of these ration bars, which will cost you $80 to get the same calories as one ration for $15 or $20. As for the sublimation products, I chose Alfredo from Legacy, and its price is about $8.70 per 1,000 calories. I wanted to show you the price difference between some of these products and caloric ration bars. Next, I wanted to compare the macronutrients in these products, particularly carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. All are important in a survival situation for various reasons and must be balanced. Carbohydrates are crucial as they convert to glucose and are the fastest source of energy for your body. They help your brain, muscles, and nervous system. Fats are also important as they are calorie-dense and provide more sustained energy. They help maintain a feeling of fullness longer and allow packing many calories into small compact bars. And then we have proteins, which may be the most important, as they are building blocks for muscles, your immune system, and for tissue repair in case of injuries. The downside of protein is that it is important, but not as powerful a source of energy as carbohydrates and fats. Let's examine how these protein bars relate to each other. Mainly, this chart shows that they are quite similar. In the fat category, the 4 Patriots bar has the highest amount, 63 grams, while Beleon's has the lowest at 37. At the same time, other bars are in roughly the same range. Regarding carbohydrates, while 4 Patriots has the highest amount of fats, it has the least amount of carbohydrates, and Beleon's has the most. These two indicators have swapped places. Again, SOS and Drex have the highest scores, but they are quite similar in this category, although Drex bars slightly outperform SOS. As for proteins, Beleon's has the highest amount, 20 grams, while all others, except 4 Patriots, have 15 grams each. Thus, although the 4 Patriots had the highest fat content, other bars had lower levels. I indicated the average daily norm for ordinary, everyday situations at the top. This is just an approximate figure to give you an idea. I also provided other products for comparison. You can see that most of the fats in these products are approximately the same. Cliff bars have a significantly lower concentration of fats, and even a plate of spaghetti and Mountain House lasagna does not contain much fat. As for carbohydrates, they all have higher values than protein bars, which was expected, especially when talking about MREs and Cliff bars. Proteins are significantly higher in these products, from 40 to 50 grams. Lasagna Legacy. Alfredo is slightly lower, but still ranges from 40 to 50 grams per 1,000 calories. Thus, the proteins in these portion bars are quite low, but the fats and carbohydrates are similar to some other products. Now, the drawback is the high sodium content in most of these other products, especially in MREs and frozen foods like Mountain House, which contain many preservatives. These ration bars have a little sodium, but it's nothing compared to other products. Overall, what can be seen from all this is that they correlate quite well with other products. They lack all the necessary microelements and other substances that you need daily, and you cannot replace your meals with them, but they will be suitable and effective in survival conditions. Next, I would like to talk about the most important part for all of us, the taste and texture, and whether they induce thirst. I tested the Grizzly bars. They taste quite good. They don't crumble as much as some others. None of these bars makes you drink more water than any other food. They have a texture similar to sugar cookies, and if you eat enough, you'll feel thirsty regardless of what you've eaten. However, none of them create such thirst that you urgently need water. It's interesting that the packaging of Datrex bars states that in a lifeboat, one should not drink water for the first 24 hours. I also tried Beleon's bars because I really love chocolate and wanted to know how they taste. In fact, they don't have much of a chocolate taste. Rather, it's the taste of cocoa. They are drier and crumble, likely due to their 20-year shelf life. This means that their composition uses different ingredients compared to the 5-year shelf life bars, which contain natural fats and similar things. But overall, they are not terrible, and considering that their macronutrients are higher than others, it's quite a decent bar. Plus, I like their compact size. Then I tried the 4 Patriots bars. I'm not a big fan of 4 Patriots and their marketing, food storage, etc., but I tried to be as objective as possible. These bars taste like wet flour. They are supposed to have a lemon taste, but in reality, they resemble flour more. They crumble quite a bit and are not individually wrapped like some of the others. This means that if you have to open a package with 3,600 calories, you will need to decide what to do with the remaining bars after you eat one. Separating them without damage can be difficult. So the 4 Patriots, while they might be suitable, are more expensive, and I'm not sure about that. Next come the Datrex bars, which are supposed to taste like coconut, but they don't actually do. They crumble a lot, but I like that the red packaging contains small portions, while the blue ones have 3,600 calories. I like small portion packs, and they are individually wrapped. This means that when you open them, they will be better stored in your trunk or emergency backpack and won't create a big mess. You can always put them in a Ziploc bag so you have the option to neatly put them away when opened. And finally, SOS bars. They're also coconut flavored, but taste even less like coconut than Drex bars. Nevertheless, they have a good texture, similar to Grizzly. They are almost identical to Grizzly bars. They taste slightly different, but in terms of texture and size, SOS and Grizzly bars are quite similar. Nevertheless, in my opinion, Grizzly bars are tastier than SOS. Of all the options listed, I would choose Grizzly because they have the best taste and texture. As for size and portability, I would prefer Datrex due to their compact packaging. If you plan to put them in an emergency backpack, you may not need or want 3,600 calories. 2,400 calories may be quite sufficient. Although Bailey bars might also work, they are a bit more expensive. I would call Grizzly the best, while the worst are the 4 Patriots bars, as they can easily crumble in an emergency. Their taste resembles flour. It's not terrible, but not tasty either, more like raw sugar cookies. Nevertheless, they will serve their purpose. All these bars evoke the same feeling of thirst. None makes you significantly thirstier than the other food. In summary, the best price for 1,000 calories is Grizzly at $3.80 per 1,000 calories. The worst in this regard are 4 Patriots, which cost $5.50 for 1,000 calories. In terms of taste and texture, I liked Grizzly the most, followed by Bailey, although they are a bit more expensive and not as chocolatey as I would have liked. The best in nutrients, although the most expensive, are Bailey. Overall, Grizzly provides the best balance. As for packaging, I like Datrex with 2,400 calories. They come in smaller packages, which makes storage easier since they are individually wrapped. Ultimately, I am going to buy Grizzly because they come in a large package and are similar in size and texture to SOS, yet are very tasty. They provide the most nutrients among all, and although the difference is slight, they are still the most affordable. Therefore, for me, this is the obvious winner. There are other brands. If you've tried something else, be sure to leave a comment and share your opinion on other brands. But when it comes to food storage, I don't think it's worth stocking up on 15 boxes or spending $300. However, in car kits, say for the cars of your children or relatives who are not into preparation, it is worth putting one of these products in the trunk. It is great for emergencies. They don't need to think about it, and if something happens in a couple of years, they will still be fine. However, the shelf life of these products, if they are in an emergency bag or in a place where the temperature fluctuates, will be about half the stated shelf life. For such SOS bars and Datrex, which can last 20 years, you can expect a shelf life of 8 to 10 years in such conditions. But that's still long compared to, say, putting Cliff bars or granola in the trunk. They will likely be good for only a few months. And if you look in the trunk in a couple of years, good luck to you. Who knows what condition they will be in? I believe that such products have their place in preparation, like emergency food, but it's not something you would want to eat every day, nor something to have in large quantities. Nevertheless, it would be wise to have some of these products in emergency bags, travel kits, homecoming bags, car kits, and even in power outage kits in case of necessity. They are quite inexpensive, and if you don't use them for 5 years, just throw them away. It's no problem. In any case, there are many different survival products in preparation, and this is just one of them. I have many videos about various canned foods, frozen products, and different cooking methods. If you're interested, don't forget to watch this video. It will tell you about the products that are truly worth stocking up for emergencies at home or in difficult times. That's all for today. Take care and prepare, and see you next time.